Hello. Oh, starting. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello and welcome to the morning meeting featuring myself and producer Matt. Start over. Hello and welcome to the morning meeting, building Jomboy Media. My name's Jimmy. His name is Matt. And we're sitting at this desk and we're going to talk about the company and things that are happening with the company. And mostly this show is community based. So there's a lot of questions that you guys ask and we always look at the questions and then answer them, you know, kind of like a Q&A. So if you want to ask questions in the future, we can do that. Just leave a comment below and shout out to Jack Boyle, our most recent Substack subscriber.
I did add the Substack shout out here because the day that this episode drops, Joe's is reacting to Three's a Crowd on Substack. It just came out this morning, and that's if you're not on Substack, so it's worth it just for that.
Exclusive video drops every weekday at 9 a.m. and then there's a behind the scenes clip from The Office at 3 p.m. every day, weekday. There's discounts, early access, a bunch of perks of being a subscriber. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. Maddie and I jumped on this desk before the show started. Might be something I do before recording a lot. Just got the blood flowing.
No hands.
Yeah, no hands. Should I do it again?
Box jump. Not from there.
You don't think so?
Too tight. Do it from the corner. It's still on there. Oh my God. Ooh. You guys see that? Well, it's a tight area. That's why.
It is. It's a tight area. Anyway.
Before we did it from the front end.
Now I'm like, boom, bang, bam. Tuesdays are my big day.
Sound like Kendrick.
This will fade. Sound like Kendrick. Nice. Boom, bang, bam. Is that
yeah.
Isn't he just like bang, bam? What is it?
I mean, it was cool.
It's the same noise every time.
Oh,
a little out of breath now. And Maddie heard himself. Wow.
We need a pause.
Pause.
Just kidding.
All right, baseball's back. We just recorded our second Boone episode. Actually went really good. Like, he was kind of more open with us than stuff. Before, we have some big meetings today. I'm recording this on Tuesday. Tuesday is my meeting day, which I don't know if I want to keep doing throughout the season. Because, like, baseball's just nonstop. The amount of breakdowns, possibilities, and things that happen, and I really want to free myself up. So there's some things I have to do on Tuesdays in meetings. We have our leaders meeting every Tuesday and some other stuff. But I open my calendar every day and I got this, I forget the name of the woman that Courtney shares and listens to a lot, but she has great advice for growing companies and like self-managing and all that. And she's the most recent one that Courtney shared with me was, because I struggle with this, like no one's going to control your calendar for you. And you should wake up every day and not, when you look at the calendar, not think, how am I going to do all this? Think, what am I not going to do? And just take things off that are not pertinent, or like this can be a Slack conversation, not a meeting. It's been actually awesome to wake up and do that and look at the calendar and be like today, morning meeting was going to get pushed because I was like, no, we had to do something else instead of it. And now I have time, so we're doing it. But it's been a refreshing way to look at it. And I need to do better, because Tuesdays are crazy. Wall to wall. Nuts.
WTW.
Anyway. All right, topics. We got Talkin Giants to talk about. We've got supplemental content. Let's see, some warehouse questions, some hat questions, and all that. We will start with the Talkin Giants news. It hit platforms on Panic posted a video, Bobby posted a video. And so you can listen to both the videos because I think they're both accurate and all the information on both videos is good. But unfortunately, Bobby will no longer be on Talkin Giants. And the way it shook out is how both of them depicted it, and from both sides. So start off by saying Bobby's been with us for, I don't know, 4 years now or so. Building Talkin Giants. He had Jake and I on his old show, Simple Man Radio, as guests, and we just, what he was doing matched what we were doing at the time. And he is like, I used to say Bobby Grinds, like he's just a hard worker and a grinder and has been working hard for a long time. Like I don't have anything bad to say about Bobby content creating and what he's built with Talkin Giants and building the community. So we really wanted it to stay. Did not want him to leave Talkin Giants. The company has changed a lot since that started and since COVID when it was all more remote. And now we found most successful shows and most success we can have from a company is being all in the same office and collaborating and mismatching, because no one show, we have very few shows that are like profitable on their own, right? Especially a regional sports show that is just one team. So like Talkin Giants isn't a profitable venture for how much we put in, which is 2 full-time hosts and full-time salary, full-time producer, obviously all of the design and editing and sales that it takes to sell the shows, and then the sales techs. There's a ton of expenses that we've poured into it because I believe in Bobby and Justin and the show. But the nature is, as we've learned as a company, and this is where it gets tricky because I feel for Bobby because we hired and started in a different world than what we are in now. And this has happened to us in a lot of places where like, oh shit, like you can't just do one thing. It doesn't work. You have to do multiple things. So that's why we were doing more broad football stuff and trying to grow out. And Penix got his hand in a lot of things because he's local. Back 2020, we offered Bobby to move here back then because I was like, it's just going to be, you can grow and all that, but he wants to stay in Florida. That's where his family is and his life is. I don't blame him for that at all. Like I fully understand his decision. But as we keep going and Talkin Giants, like we don't have any contracted employees that just do, or employees that just do one show, because it's not, it's sunk cost base. It's not profitable. You have to do more. You have to be able to do like, Panic does all our commercials for us. He's around whenever we have there's a sales deal and there's like extra inventory that we need to fill, and we just have like kind of hosts that can fill that. Panic is there for that. So that's where best case, Bobby moves here and he's fully in the mix, and that is that would be amazing. So I mean, that offer has been on the table for a while. That's always been talked about, and he always kind of knew that. But he just got married and starting his life, and he lives in Florida. So I understand that's not being an option. So what we did is we offered him a contracted rate to just do Talkin Giants, just the one show. And that is a much different contract. We have contracted employees that have, the difference is it's much more like, okay, you're doing this. We're not going to ask you to do much else besides this. And that's it. And we have people that are on contracts with us that way. It's a different pay rate. It's a different type of employment. This is standard across like everywhere. It's like, okay, it's just entirely different. And feasibility of the show and pay is like, we have been losing money on Talkin Giants for a long time. It's been growing nicely. If they ever were to be good, that would have helped in like Super Bowl and all that. But we couldn't continue to go as is. Like it was just going to break. It was getting to a point where it was going to break because we were losing too much money on this show, and we needed Bobby and Panic to build other stuff and be more around. So those were the offers that Bobby says is, we offered him one to move here at the rate of what all of our creators who are locally and are full-time employees. And then we offered contract to do one show, which is also a similar rate. He didn't want to do that. So that's a bummer because I do think, that was the end goal was to keep him on Talkin Giants, keep them doing what they're doing, but in a feasible way that the show can continue. So, I guess that's the bummer of it. He's doing his own thing now, and I'm rooting for him. He's a hard worker. I think he's going to crush it. And I don't know if there's anything else.
Yeah, we wish him the best. The Mr. Purple event was all time. That's like my favorite memory.
Yeah, that was a really good event. And as far as Talkin Giants will still go, Panic is going to find its next legs. I feel for Bobby. I feel for Pennick. They're both. It's a shitty but I understand from the company's perspective and the business of it that what happened. I understand why Bobby made his decision and all that. And in the end, it's the company's IP that we have poured money into, and we can't just let that walk. I mean, it poured a lot of money into it over the last couple of years. And Bobby has poured a lot of heart and work and grind and building it, and I don't deny that at all. But that is the facts. So, yeah, it's just a sad bummer of an ending. I understand. I feel for the community that loved the show and the two of them. I feel bad for Pennick, but I believe in Pennick to crush it. I believe in Bobby to keep crushing it, doing his thing. So I wish him the best. And just gets tricky. The company, it's just people can say the company has changed because I see some people saying that. But the reality is, of course it has, because we had to be smart. When I was leading the decisions in 2021, 2022, people got overpaid and expectations weren't communicated clearly, and back end business wasn't in mind. And I kind of fucked up a lot because what it led to was miscommunication, misunderstanding of needs, and misallocation of company resources. So that's Courtney's come in and cleaned all that up and gotten us on a better path here. And it's led to hard decisions, man. It's never fun. Yeah, so it's a bummer. So that's it. That's the story, or that's the way it shook out.
Agree.
Yeah.
I while you were talking, not to just pivot away, because I think that what you said was really well said. I just learned that Adam Ottavino signed with the Yankees.
Yeah.
I learned that from BBD posting you and Jake's reactions in Slack. And I thought it was an April Fool's thing at first. But no, it's not.
It's not. What I want to see was he in spring training. With another team. Because, that's, I guess, I don't know, there's no because, that's what I wanted to see. I like Ottavino.
Me too.
How old is Ottavino now?
He is...
He'll be upper 30s, right?
Born in 1985, so 30, right?
No,
40.
No, I was born in 89. Is he 40?
Born 1985.
So he's 5 years older than me, and I'm 36.
He's 40? I mean, he has to be 40 based on math, but that doesn't feel right.
I think it's very sneaky.
It's very sneaky. He's 39.
He's 39. Yeah. Wow, yeah, I don't think of him like that.
No.
That's good for Otto. He's always been friendly with us.
I mean, that's why I said 30 at first, because 40 feels shocking.
I'm trying to find out his...
Spring training, 2025 with Boston, 5 games, 5 innings.
He was with the Mets last year.
He had a 10 ERA with Boston in 5 innings.
Well, their whole thing is kind of like, let's not play well. It's kind of it's team mantra over there.
And that's something that we say on this channel and probably not a lot of other channels.
What am I looking for? Okay, hold on. I was going to look at his splits. Yeah, he faced a lot of lefties got him last year. He's still getting righties out, so he'll probably be a righty lane reliever for the Yanks. All right.
Cool.
What's next on the docket?
Next, there was a few interesting questions, and I'm happy people asked because it comes right in line with when we're thinking about this more. Colby asked, is there any place for future videos similar to the golf one in Tampa? It was cool to see y'all in that setting, but you mentioned it was a big undertaking. Sure. Go ahead.
You're going to double up with the next one?
No, go ahead.
It was a big undertaking to edit because... I mean, you guys witnessed it. We thought about it on this show 2 days before going to Tampa and then executed it. So we didn't have like make room in anyone's schedule or any of the editor's schedule to be able to do it. And we also wanted it to come out before the season started. So it was a big undertaking just because of the pre-production window was so short. But I liked that we were able to pull it off so quick, and we got it done. I mean, I spent a lot of time editing the first pass. Maddie did the final pass. Rourke did a ton on the audio. It was, I mean, it was a big undertaking also because like I didn't want to edit anything out. Oh, I should export the big one and put it on Substack. Do you still have that?
No, it's on that Jimmy drive. So give me the Jimmy drive.
I just need the audio files because they didn't transfer. I don't think I deleted it from my computer yet.
Okay.
I will say like I made this like director's cut version because I just basically kept every like little joke or everything in that I thought was like worthwhile, and then handed it, and Maddie cleaned it up to get it like 10 minutes out. Did you take 10 minutes out of it or something like that? It was like an hour and 3 minutes.
Yeah, and it's now on 53 or 52.
Yeah, and I couldn't even tell. There was like a couple times where I was like, oh, that got removed, but otherwise I couldn't tell. It moved really smoothly.
Yeah,
transitions. I kind of just made the big puzzle and then you tidied it up. It's a really funny video, like really funny video.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it did well. Like the view numbers might not look crazy when you look at the channel, especially compared to like, other episodes, but it's hard to get supplemental content that's not what you do, not the main thing you do, to like be close to or similar to what other apps are. And even then it did pretty good. But I was sharing the impressions that it had, which is why you should do these supplemental contents that's like not the main episode and all that, because when you compared it to the main episodes that were surrounding it, YouTube pushed it way more because there's more, the audience for it is bigger because it's evergreen and able to go to people that aren't looking for a recap of Yankees Brewers.
Yeah. I also want to, and the reason I put the second question there is because I want to tie this into our larger strategy. Our guy user GM comments a good amount on this show. What are some of the goals for Talkin Yanks? Just more views and subscribers or access to players and personnel? I think that when we look at this, one of our goals is building out supplemental content plans and being able to put external talent into the shows as well in a lane that makes sense, right?
Yes. So like when we have visitors come, find formats that can fit on Talkin Yanks, but this guest now has a lane to fit on there. And we've struggled with that because we've always just been like the main show. And I think our brains were always, if there's a guest, you got to get him onto the main show. But we don't. You can just make other formats like we did Savant Sessions with Sal Frelick and Bryce Terang and Moreland and put that on Talkin Baseball. Even Jimmy's Three Things was supplemental content for Talkin Baseball. So how do we come up with more formats like that for guests? Do we go play golf with them when we have time? Do we go do this events with them or like this or have them come in the office and do stuff? That's kind of the thought process that we're thinking about.
Yeah.
This is, if you can see this, the blue line is the Tasty. Can you see that or no?
Top line, yeah.
Top line's the Tasty. Bottom line is the main Talkin Yanks episode that went up before that, and it's impressions. So they just sent the golf video to way more people. I wonder if I compare it to Yankees sweep the Brewers. So that one's pretty similar because that was a big one opening day.
Up.
Everything just ticked up. My main Instagram went to 500K, and Ryan is saying like everything's going off right now. It's how it
is.
How it works. We're like, this is the season.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
A quick note. If you are in Chicago this weekend, Jake and Jolly are going out there to do a live Talkin Baseball show from the DraftKings Sportsbook.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'm excited to hear how it goes. That will be live. A live event and knock on wood, a live stream as well. I know we have some backup plans if the tech monster comes and creeps up, but looking forward to that. Otherwise, like you said, if you have questions, leave them below or dive in. We have 4 of them this week that stood out. Obviously, last week on the show, we talked about Courtney being named CEO. Congratulations to her.
Yay.
Zalman and Christopher Tinker had back-to-back comments that were talking about what you and Jake's titles were, are, etc.
What's my title? I don't know.
Chief of Content?
Maybe.
You know, titles is a fickle game to play.
Founder? Jake and I are co-founders.
Founder and Chief of Content. Jake is Founder and Chief of
Am I Chief of Content?
I might be making that up.
I know that they had to make a resume for me yesterday.
That for what?
I can't say. Something cool that's coming up that they needed like a resume for me.
Okay.
And I'm
crazy.
Like, what?
But yeah, I mean, you alluded to it earlier in this episode. You used to be making the business decisions, CEO role.
Yeah, I mean, it was always like a group, right? But it was Jake and I. There was no one looking after the business. Just like so siloed decisions. Not how does this decision affect that decision, affect this decision, and then like who is like the logistics person. Like I had CEO in my title, but that was just there.
Yeah. Yeah, the responsibilities that come with it. That's why it got passed.
Yeah. I don't know what my official title is. What are you saying? Chief Content Officer? I know, like that's like I'm head of the content side.
Yeah, that's all. Jake is the talent.
Yes,
that's his. I know that's his title. Yours, I don't know.
Okay.
Shifting on down, our guy Boombayada.
Boombayada.
Have you ever thought about making a game that goes corner to corner instead of north to south in the warehouse?
Wow, Boombayada. Yeah, we are. That's warehouse baseball is going to go corner to corner. We played baseball 5 corner to corner, so you've seen that. We're changing it to the different corner as home plate. We actually have this Thursday. We have to put the finishing pieces on warehouse baseball, and there's 2 like drastically new rules that we're testing out. The good news for you is we have been documenting the entire process of creating this sport, and it will come out on a video on our new channel that we're launching next month called Warehouse Challenges. And Robbie 3, who started this week, I just gave him all the footage, and I was like, hey, this is a nightmare to organize.
Yep.
Sorry. And I said, we recorded day 1 and thought we had a video. Ended up we didn't like the game.
Yep.
So we had to come back the next week and do 2 more sessions of reworking the game. We thought we had it, and then we played off-camera versions, and we didn't. We found flaws. Yep. So that was like months ago, and now we're coming back and testing out 2 new things. I said, so we're going to have to roll again and make some voiceovers that tie it through to make the video, but it's a very transparent look at like, he's like, oh, I like that we're not like masking it and just making it look like, I was like, no, like we just like did, like we didn't get roadblocks. I'm like, oh no, dude, creating games is very hard. Like I think there's an audience out there that will enjoy the process and the struggles and all that. But to answer your question, Boombayada, it is corner to corner.
Yes. Yeah, I think voiceovers are really good and will play a pivotal role in that channel. We all saw the impact they had for that golf video. Like that.
Oh, for the intro?
No, not that. The Arizona golf video with Rose and Jolly. Like that was really long and like needed something to like pull it together, and we were able to like cut content and put it on Substack, and then what was left with a voiceover made a lot more sense.
I like the intro for the Tasty too, voiceover intro, because we filmed intros on the course,
right?
But I was like, the montage of like what's to come, it just gives it a better feel.
Yeah, voiceovers are good. I'm not sure if we've ever answered this one. I know we've talked about Weekly Dumb a decent amount, why the intro song got shortened. But Arib Zahir asked, why did Employee of the Week skit disappear from Weekly Dumb? Travin had a decent answer here. No one stepped up to earn it. And maybe that's the case.
The Chandler Bing impression. The reason the Employee of the Week skit disappeared from Weekly Dumb is twofold.
Continue.
One, the analytics showed that as soon as we said it's time for Employee of the Week, everyone clicked off the video. Like crazy. Like crazy. Two, employees are actually, we found out some employees are actually like, it would like, they would send it to their parents or like they would like feel good about it when it was supposed to be just a total joke way to promote content. And then we were like, oh shit, like this is like people are taking this as like real. Like one time Flea's penis won it. The guy from Red Hot Chili Peppers. One time, and then like we give it to an employee and they're like, and I like making people happy.
Yeah, the happy part is good.
But when then some people are like, I never got it. I'm like, oh, like that
was a joke.
It's fake.
Yeah. No,
it's a way to promote content. Good. So, I mean, mostly it was because of the analytics. Like it just, when you see at that point, almost every episode, it's like you got to listen to the audience at some point.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, I know Weekly Dumb's made a lot of changes, and people have complained about this and that because it's got a very loyal, diehard audience. Exchanging Employee of the Week for Roundup is one of the better content switches. Like the Roundup is a very fun segment at the end now.
Agree.
Two of us agree. Comment below if you agree.
Nobody else in the room disagrees. And also comment what you would rate that Chandler Bing impression.
He says threefold in the episode. And I know that, so don't come at me thinking I got it wrong. I just had to apply it to my situation.
Last important point here from BG Gordon. What is on your hat? A pump jack?
Wow, pump jack is cool. That's a Zork. I'm not wearing it right now. That's a Zork. There are 3 Zork hats in existence. I have one. Taylor Jackson has one. Ryan Cohen has one. A little bit of an underground thing, but the Zork business plan is solid, thorough, but we're going to take our time. So around the office, you might see another Zork hat pop up. Maybe. I don't know who's going to earn another one. You might see Zork toys 10 years from now, 5 years from now, tomorrow. Still want a Zork shirt because I have to do that. TZORK. Those are Zorks. Thanks. BG Gordon. I was going to make words out of his initials. And I chose not to.
That was a choice.
Yeah, I chose not to.
And that's it.
So that's the episode. Why is that clock over there? Why do we have a clock face?
What clock?
Behind your computer, there's a clock. It says the time is 12:25, but it's not digital. It's like an actual like clock face. Do you see it?
I saw it.
Is it mobile? Why do we have that?
I believe that was a prop for Jake and Nikki's show. I don't know why it's in here.
Do you think if I go just put this next to someone's desk,
yeah,
and be like, you're on the clock, they get nervous?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, depends who.
All right. Sam. No,
she wouldn't.
She wouldn't care.
Wouldn't notice it.
She probably wouldn't touch it for 2 weeks. She'd just sit on her desk and she wouldn't care. Yeah. Or she'd just put it away.
It would be put in a closet.
Kev.
Quick. He knows it's a joke.
Tony.
He would pretend like he cares, yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.